Hi, I'm Nick Bovin from BCR KART Rentals and Sales in Shelburne Falls, Massachusetts, and you're watching Beyond the Track. BCR KART Rentals and Sales is a full-service competition kart facility here in Shelburne Falls. We mainly specialize in kart rentals for children ages 5 to 7 years old, but we do have a full kart shop, which includes new parts, engines, new chassis, as well as a lot of good quality used karts and stuff too. We do buyouts, buy and sell used karts quite often, but our primary focus is on the rental program for the younger generation of racing and trying to get them more involved and give them an avenue to get into the sport at an affordable cost. We have been in business here since 2018. I've been buying and selling used karts long before that, but as an official business, 2018 was our start here in Shelburne Falls. I actually did not envision starting this business myself. I actually got a text message from somebody in 2018 saying that their lifelong dream was to race at Stafford. However, they did not have the money or the means to do so at a stock car level, and Stafford has a go-kart program as well. So in 2018, they approached me about renting them a kart. At the time, I didn't have a kart. I had been out of karting since around 2007. At that time was about the last year I had raced. So I had been out of it for about 10 years. And they approached me asking if I'd rent them a kart because they didn't have a shop to store it in. They didn't have a truck to get it to the racetrack. They wanted to race. They had the money to race, but they didn't have the means to actually go to the racetrack. So through some talking a couple weeks back and forth, we worked out a deal where I would basically transport the kart to and from the track. I'd do all the maintenance week to week, and this gentleman would be able to live out his dream of racing at Stafford, whether it be in the kart series or in a stock car. Wasn't really important to him. He just wanted to race Stafford. And from there, it evolved into what you're about to see today, which is a 30-plus kart operation that operates now at Claremont Motor Speedway, or Claremont Motorsports Park in Claremont, New Hampshire. So our primary focus, as I had mentioned before, is the 5 to 7-year-old division. This is what's called a Tiger Cub kart. It's a very, very much restricted kart. There's a gear rule, a tire rule, an RPM rule. So we very much restrict the division to more so children's learning. What we offer is a lease program. What that entails is that for a set fee, you come down and we'll set you up in a kart. So you'll come down, we'll put your kid in the kart, get them fitted, so they reach the pedals, they reach the steering wheel. One of the more fun aspects of that particular day is I will take a parent, brother, sister, whoever, and I'll park them over at my garage door, and I'll take the kart from the other side of the garage and I'll push it. And if the kid can't stop without hitting mom, dad, or whoever it is, then we got some work to do. That's how I know everybody's adjusted properly. I've had 2 instances where people's ankles have been taken out, but it's good understanding for the kids to know where the gas and the brake is. But anyway, we'll get you set up in a kart. We'll provide the driving suit, the gloves, the neck brace, the arm restraints. In some cases, we do have driving shoes that are available. I obviously don't have a full array of sizes. Unfortunately, a lot of the equipment that we do have is used. We can't afford to buy new equipment for everybody every single year. And once you take the kart, more or less, you treat it as your own, right? You're allowed to customize the kart to the fullest extent. You can change the color of the chassis with either paint or powder coat. You're allowed to paint the body panels. You can put a wrap on it. You can change your number, put all the sponsors you want on it, whatever. So long as it's rated PG. Remember, we're at a kart track for kids. Next step then is we see you at the racetrack, and we're there pretty much every step of the way, right? We have a fully stocked trailer with all the spare parts that you might need if something does break, or if your child gets in an accident or something, right? And if they need driver coaching or whatnot, we help with that as well. Also included in this program is some other little perks. I try to make the kids feel like they're in NASCAR, right? Like that's my goal. These kids see their heroes on TV. They want to feel like they're on TV. They want to feel like they're NASCAR stars. So we do give all of them a team T-shirt from the BCR Tiger Cub Academy. That's the name of our program. And so they'll walk away with that. And then we also work with 5-Star Racewear, and 5-Star Racewear, what they do is they will custom design a full line of merchandise and apparel for each individual driver. So, for instance, we have a cart back here. The 22 was Grayson Ward this year. Or, sorry, Grayson Davidson. My bad. And Grayson got a full line of customized apparel with his card on it, his name on it, his sponsors on it. When I say full line of apparel, I mean we got t-shirts, sweatshirts, coffee mugs, can koozies, plush blankets, I mean you name it, cell phone cases, stickers. It's a full line of apparel. And the best part about that is it's zero cost to any of our participants, and 20% of all the sales of your merchandise go directly back to you. So that helps you fund your weekly expenses, or put a new set of tires on the cart or whatever it may be, right? So you're getting 20% back from that. And then at the end of the year, we throw a big party for everybody that was in our program. It's all about the kids, right? My wife will tell you that all day long. The best part of this isn't, winning each race. It's seeing all the kids at the track, having a good time and hanging out together and just enjoying themselves. What we are attempting to do, I have to be able to fill the seats in at least 20 carts to do this. And we do have 23 available in the Tiger Cub class. If I fill at least 20 of those, what we're going to do is we're going to purchase a brand new Rage Junior Sportsman Champ cart, and we're going to raffle that off exclusively to all our Tiger Cub drivers and participants at the end of the year. So one of you will walk away the owner of a brand spanking new 2024 Rage Junior Sportsman Champ. So you can use that in 2025. I feel we bring value to the sport by bringing affordability, right? I know so many kids that when I grew up, I was fortunate enough that by the time I was 6, I was racing go-karts. And I know so many of my friends that thought it was so cool that I raced go-karts and they wanted to do it too, right? But their parents just couldn't afford it. And that's really the goal and the value behind BCR Kart Rentals and Sales is we're trying to bring affordability to kart racing, right? I don't want to see a kid not be able to live out their dream because their parents can't afford it. What we've done essentially is bring the cost down to something comparable to that of your regular stick and ball sport. So not all kids are into baseball or hockey or whatever, some of us are gearheads, myself included. So, the average cost of a single child's primary sport nationwide right now is $883 annually. And we're trying to bring kart racing down to that level. On the forefront, if somebody was to get into kart racing, start completely from scratch and you were to go out and buy everything brand new, I can tell you right now, there's a cart hanging from the rafters above me. It's a brand spanking new 2023 Stealth chassis Champ cart. I priced that out for somebody yesterday with all brand new parts ready to hit the racetrack, and it was $6,875. That does not include your safety gear. So you're looking at another $100 for a fire suit, another $100 for a helmet. We sell arm restraints for $35 and gloves for $15. So there's another $50. And that doesn't include your neck brace. So neck braces are somewhere around $35. So by the time you have another $300 worth of safety gear into it, and then we're not even talking about spare parts, you're into it for well over $7,000, I'm pushing, maybe close to 10 grand if you still have to buy a trailer or something to get it to them from the track. So we're trying to eliminate that, right? That's a really big cost, and it's a shell shock to these parents when their 5-year-old says, "Hey, I want to race." Right? Uh, for those of you who have 5-year-olds or have kids that were, 5 years to 7 years of age at one point in time, they change their mind every 2 weeks, right? They're not 100% sure on what they want to do and if they're going to like it. So it's hard for a parent to tell their kid, yeah, I'm going to spend, that much money just so 2 weeks later they can say, hey, I don't like it, and walk away. So what our program does is it's $100 a race for the Tiger Cub Academy. There are 15 races this season. If you do sign up for the whole season, we do give you 3 races for free. So that brings it down to $1,200 for an entire season of racing. We're not quite at that national average of the 883 yet, but we're really, really close. We covered a lot of that gap, right? And some might argue that that gap isn't as big as you say because you can go out and buy used equipment, and you're not wrong. But we're still about less than half the price of if you were to own everything. Any little thing you might need, we can help you out with, whether it's tire pressure or, the toe needs to be realigned, or, you broke a throttle cable, I can't count how many times a couple of people came to me this past year just because they needed a bolt. Well, it's a 50-cent bolt. I don't really care. I'd rather see it in the cart and, have the kid on the racetrack. So that's, I feel, the value that we bring. We bring the affordability. We try to bring it down to a level that is manageable for parents, and it allows kids to, like I said, live out their dream where otherwise they might not have been able to. So
I'm Taylor Bovin, Nick Bovin's wife, partner in BCR KART Rentals and Sales. So BCR KART Rentals and Sales, we focus a lot on helping children that aren't really interested in soccer, baseball, basketball, those kinds of sports, or maybe they are, but giving different kids a different outlet, giving them the opportunity to do something different that maybe some kids wouldn't have the opportunity to do otherwise, if they're not into a different style of sport, such as stick and ball sports. The smiles that these kids have coming on and off the track, and just how excited they are to see their friends when they come to the track too, and the team that they build while they're there. That's what I really love to see and experience myself with them. So with BCR, my husband's goal and dream is to keep racing and karting alive for kids. He grew up racing go-karts and stock cars, and he wants to make sure that karting stays alive for these kids. And we have a son who just turned 3, and he wants to make sure that there's an opportunity for him to race go-karts if that's what he chooses to do as he gets older. That's what BCR is about, is we're trying to keep the sport alive and keeping as many kids in the sport as possible. I love meeting new people, and especially the kids. I think it's really a lot of fun to meet all the kids that we do and help these kids explore this opportunity and their dream of racing and going fast. And so many of them just want to go so fast. And that's what they say, is they want to go fast. And helping them have this opportunity is really my favorite part. Just meeting these kids and giving them the opportunity to do something that they've dreamed about doing. So for our team, I just started taking a lot of candid photos for our teams and the families. That's one thing that our families come and they focus on racing and, creating that memory, but being able to capture that memory and hold on to that memory is not something they're really focused on doing. So taking pictures for them has become something that I enjoy doing. So they can have those moments and those memories to hold on to, and they can look back on them. And it's not just, in their mind, do they have a physical copy of a photo of, them in the pits or through on the track, or maybe Victory Lane or wherever. But yeah.
So I come from a long lineage of gearheads, so to speak. Both my father and my uncle built drag cars when they were younger, and got in trouble with the law here and there. They were motorheads, and I got my introduction into racing around the time that I was about 4 years old. My father was asked to go to Jolly Rogers Motorsports Park and help one of his friends who had a kid racing a dirt bike there. And so I tagged along, and all Dad heard the entire way home was, "Dad, I want to race dirt bikes. Dad, I want to race dirt bikes." Mom wasn't having it, not one bit. So they came to a compromise and said, okay, I could be on four wheels. So I specifically remember about 6 months later or so, getting off the school bus one day, and there was a go-kart in the bed of my father's truck. And for about a year after that, I raced that go-kart, raced in quotes, right? Practiced actually in a cornfield in Northampton, Massachusetts. There's a small paved road course track back there that's owned by a family that has a little family campground back there. My father knew the person who owned it, and so I practiced on that road course for a year in the middle of a cornfield before my father thought I was, capable of actually showing up and racing at a competitive level. And then, the rest is kind of history from there. We started in 1999 was the first time I actually hit the track competitively, won the championship the first year out. Moved up actually in 2000 to the karts you see here, actually to Tiger Sprints with Wade Gagner and the Wild Thing karts, and started racing one of those when I was 7. From there, ran those for a couple of years at a track that was known as Pinnacle Raceway. From there, we moved on to Sugar Hill Speedway, which is now defunct as well, but that was in Weir, New Hampshire, and raced there for a couple of years. And we raced locally up until 2005. We won, championships in 1999, 2002, 2003, and we won 6 actually in 2005, all in one year. We ran 7 different divisions and series. And in 2006, we decided to go to the national level of karting. And so we ran all around the country, anywhere from Charlotte to Indianapolis to Pocono, Pennsylvania, Watkins Glen. We did win. We were able to win one race, which I'm pretty proud of. Back then at the national level, it was said that it should take you about 3 years of running nationals to win a race. And in our third try, we actually won a race in Pennsylvania. That's the trophy you see here on my right. That was almost 20 years ago now. That was 2006, but I still brag about it. It's my one claim to fame, I guess, right? We had a blast doing it, and in 2008, we finally moved up to stock cars, and I actually had my stock car debut at Claremont Motorsports Park, in what was known as the Super Street division at that time. And we ran stock cars, including Super Streets, late models, pro stocks, modifieds, up until 2016, when we finally decided that, we had our fun, and it was time to step away. But like any racer, you can take the racer from the track, but you can't take the track out of the racer. And it only took me about 2 years to get dragged back to the racetrack. And I'm probably more involved now than I was then. I'm just not the one behind the wheel. So.